Anti-ICE protests spread across country as unrest in LA continues into fifth day.
Look, it's the same thing that happened with George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that happened in Ferguson, like you just said. They amplified a small group in order to instigate larger groups in other places.
Right.
I wonder how many of these people are actually from Mexico. I wonder how many of these people are actually Marxists that are being paid to do these things.
You mean like once you take the pool noodles away and the trash can lids and the mask off?
Yeah, like how many of these people are just regular, these communist George Soros recruited dorks that have been paid to go out and do some of this? What is up, guys? You're listening to Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality. Guys, today we have Andy and DJ.
Cruise the internet.
That's what we're going to do. That's what CTI stands for. Let's get right into it, man. We didn't get a show out this week, very simply because I didn't have a voice to record the show until today. So we had Summer Smash last weekend. Wasn't able to record because we were doing a live show for call-in, and then I lost my voice until today. So,
but we ain't no hoes. We're gonna post the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So what's up?
Oh man, yeah, I'm still recovering too, man. That was a great week though.
Yeah,
it's a great week. A lot of exciting things. Most amount of people I think we've ever fit in the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
And but it was sick, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was sick. It was a great time. Lil Jon was cool. T-Pain.
Yeah.
They were
all cool.
Yeah, it was an awesome week, man.
Yeah, the live podcast was cool. Got to be on Bussin' with the boys. That was good. Live podcast was fun.
That was sick. A lot of people are asking about that. Plenty of comments on that for sure.
Oh yeah, what'd they say?
Like it'd be a good idea to do like a live podcast.
We just did one.
They want more.
Oh,
they want more. The people want more, man.
What kind of comments are we getting?
Yeah, like we should make that like a thing, to do like a rolling tour of live relay of podcasts.
You mean like we've been talking about for like the last 2 years?
Yes. Yeah. It's a good idea.
I agree. It's a great idea. No, it's definitely a good idea.
Yeah, no, I think it was sick though, man. It was really cool.
You want to tell everybody how you got nervous?
Oh, I mean, it was my first time. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot that you don't go in front of crowds.
Bro, I'm always behind the stage.
I didn't even think about it.
Always behind the stage.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, like, it didn't even hit me until, like, I stepped on the stage. And I'm like, shit.
Oh.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, there was quite a few.
But no, man, it was cool, man. Pop the cherry, so we're good.
Bro, I don't even think about it.
Well, Andy, you've been doing it though.
I know, but I'm just saying, I didn't think about it so much. I didn't even think that you would have a problem with it.
Yeah, dude, it was a cool experience though, man. I really, really enjoyed it. I think the people enjoyed it, and we might have to take that idea up.
Yeah.
But it is CTI, guys. Let's catch in on what's happening around the country. Remember, if you guys would like to see what we talk about here on the show, we link all of these articles for you guys. Do your own research and check out what we're seeing. Or you can always come check us out on the tube and follow along with that, man. But before we get to our headlines, I got something I would like your take on. All right, so we saw this pop up, and we do talk about this on the show. You have talked about this specific thing plenty of times, and so it's interesting to finally see it come into fruition, I guess. Gen Z is taking adulting 101 classes. Is it as dumb as it sounds? So apparently there's a lot of colleges, universities around the country right now that are offering these adulting 101 courses to teach young people how to be adults. Is it, let's dive into it.
Well, I mean, it depends on what they're teaching.
100%. Yeah. Like, pronouns and shit, or they're teaching real stuff. So let's dive into this. So universities are capitalizing on Gen Z's apparent lack of knowledge of budgeting, personal health, and general happiness, offering classes to fill in the gaps. Generation Z, typically referred to as those who were born between 1997 and 2012, apparently need help with adulting. According to the University of California, Riverside, quote unquote, adulting encompasses learning how to succeed with basic needs, being ready for a career, and learning financial wellness. So they're navigating the complexities of everyday life as an independent adult. Not only is UC Riverside teaching the youth how to adult, but so are at least 4 other institutions. Newsweek reported Michigan State University and nonprofit JCI Santa Clarita have similar classes, while CBC News reported on 2 Canadian universities that are doing the same. So Michigan State held monthly seminars in 2024 to conquer real life skills like resume writing, building credit, building healthy relationships, even cooking basics, and making jellies and jams made the cut for the Adulting 101 course. Yeah, we'll be. Is this cool? I mean, we do talk about this, right? But I mean, I think we usually talk about it at like maybe the middle school,
jellies and jams are adulting.
Okay.
I mean,
I do like jellies. I like
yeah,
jellies.
we all like them. But I mean, is that
it? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Resume writing. I mean, dude, the things that they're trying to teach are things that can easily be discovered. It's like they're getting desperate to teach classes.
Yeah.
That's what it feels
Nobody's signing up for the liberal arts shit no more.
Yeah,
So
or really anything, because
studies.
no big companies value. Look, the communist takeover of high-level universities in their curriculum, which has been happening for the last 20 years, where they subvert and teach children, young adults, the opposite of reality. They teach them that competition isn't real, that idealist thinking is the right way to think, opposed to realist thinking, that the world will bend to your will, that, things should be this way, and if you pout, they will become that way. Everything should be fair. You're entitled to quote unquote equity. None of these things are real. And because the universities have pushed all these things, including things like, there's 47 genders and all this other shit, they've lost complete credibility with all of us out here in the real world.
Yeah.
And
because those people are unemployed now, right? Like they go out to the real world.
They're not unemployed. They're unemployable.
Yeah, right.
Because they have no skill set.
Right.
So now you have a group of young kids who feel wronged by the system, which is how they're supposed to feel. That's how they want them to feel, who feel that they need to rebel against the system. And rebelling against the system to these kids is trying to tear down any parts of the system that are based in science, fact, mathematical reality, and general truth. And so these kids were built to be rebellious and to be little soldiers of the communist ideology for the last 20 years. And so when they're taught the backwards of reality their whole entire lives, they have no idea how to operate or function in reality. And these kids want to be mad about it, which they should be, but they should be mad at the people who taught them the shit they taught them,
right?
Not the people who are operating in reality, who understand, truth and fact and science and mathematical, fact. So, according to this, I feel like this is just a desperation move to collect some money, because the truth of the matter is all the information that you would need to quote unquote adult that is probably taught with far less bias and far more truth is available on the internet from other people who are teaching these things. There's a lot of wisdom on the internet. There's also a lot of fake wisdom, people who just read quotes and like talk about shit versus guys who have men and women who have their own critical thinking and experience to talk from. So it's just, I don't know, dude, like there's a lot to it, but at the end of the day, these kids have been failed and they're going to have a hard time.
Yeah. Dude, last school year, they were doing the classes on Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a real course being offered at a lot of schools.
That was offered at Harvard.
Yeah, right. Right. And so, I mean, it is an interesting move, man. I don't know. I think, I mean, even if.
And the class wasn't like, how did Taylor Swift become a multi-billionaire?
Right.
Let's study her model. It was like, it was some ridiculous bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
it's a little too late. Like I said, I mean, I think it's important. You got to hit the kids when they're like in middle school.
Well, and by the way, where are these kids' parents?
Yeah.
Like these parents don't teach them how to adult. You know, that's what yeah.
It's awful.
I mean, a lot of people are.
Yeah.
A lot of people will never be able to overcome the propaganda that they've been fed. They're going to see it as truth. They're going to see it as reality. And they're going to go through their whole lives wondering why the world is completely opposite of what they're taught, never putting together the idea that they were intentionally handicapped through the training that they received for their entire lives. I mean, think about that, dude. Like, think about what it would be like to be told that everything you were taught in school was actually the opposite of what you needed to function at a high level for the purpose of control. That sounds absurd because you just went through 12 years of grinding to get to this point. There's no way that that could be true, dude. That's conspiracy theory. You're insane. That's a hard thing to convince people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like doctors. Doctors go to school for 12, 16 years, and then they assume they're smarter than every single human in every single area of life. And you ask them why, and they're like, oh, I went to med school. You know, like, okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to convince people the truth when their identity is embedded in a different reality. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was crazy. Guys, Adulting 101. Let us know what you guys think down in the commentary, man. Got a lot of stuff to cruise through.
Yeah.
It's hot. Because here's the other piece. And this perfectly leads into our first headline. Those unemployable people then become activists.
Yeah.
And that's what we got going on right now. So let's talk about it. Headline number one, guys. Let's go to California. It's burning once again. Anti-ICE protests spread across country as unrest in LA continues into fifth day. Let's dive into it, man. Let's just jump into this. Anti-ICE protests that erupted in Los Angeles over the weekend have spread to cities in at least 12 states, from New York to Chicago, Portland to Dallas. The smaller copycat demonstrations come as LA has been roiled by protests since Friday in response to federal agents there arresting illegal migrants, including violent convicted criminals and gang members. More than 30 protests alone were planned across the country Monday in support of David Huerta, president of the Services Employment International Union of California, after he was detained during Friday's ICE raids. He was released later Monday. So far, none of the demonstrations outside of LA have matched the size of those in the City of Angels, where 700 Marines and 4,000 National Guard members have been deployed by the Trump administration to maintain order and help protect federal personnel and property. Border Czar Tom Homan said the Marines were needed to quell the protests, which have been occurring in pockets of downtown LA and neighborhoods in South Central Los Angeles. And I want to make this a quick point here too, because I think this is important for everybody to kind of just keep in mind, right? It's not the entire state of California. It's the same play that happened here in Ferguson, right?
Yeah, where they had 6 blocks,
right,
where some disturbances were happening. They made it seem like all of St. Louis was burning down.
Exactly.
Everybody I knew that wasn't in St. Louis was texting me saying,
"Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Right.
Be safe.
Right.
You got your guns loaded?
Just be strong, brother."
Yeah. We're praying for you, dude. Yeah, dude. That's what it was like.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing we did in Seattle with Chop, or Chaz or whatever it was called. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we're talking like it.
Well, clearly the entire listen, this is intent. Look, it's the same thing that happened with George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that happened in Ferguson, like you just said. They amplified a small group in order to instigate larger groups in other places.
Right. Dude, and like, and that's I'm not saying that it's not bad in those spots where the shit's happening, but it by no means is it the entire state of California or the entire city of Los Angeles. But it is bad in those areas where it is happening. There's no doubt about that. You got, again, 700 Marines being deployed by the orders of President Trump. They're being deployed to California to help control riots. You know, and dude, it's so crazy because like it is like deja vu. It is literally deja vu. Remember the CNN anchor talking about, you know, mostly peaceful protests while the shit was burning right behind him. There's another slip up. There's an LA news anchor. He sparks fury for calling rioters a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn. So this guy right here, okay, Jory Rand is his name. He's giving some commentary. There's a clip. Let's check it out.
Large group of people, it could turn very volatile if you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation between officers and demonstrators.
Yeah, they're just watching cars. They're having fun watching cars burn. You know what I'm saying? Bro. You know, I thought about this too, man. Like all those climate activists talk about, you know, caring for the environment and shit. Meanwhile, all that bad emissions coming out.
Well, I mean, dude, it's the same
burning
thing. It's the same thing. Those are the people setting the cars on fire.
That's right.
And it's the same thing that happened during George Floyd. You know, COVID's killing everybody, but the protests
safe.
Yeah, safe. Like everybody ignores all the hypocrisy. Dude.
Yeah. Well, and it's nonstop. It's nonstop. Kamala Harris jumped in on this. She made a statement from the office of what is, I don't know where her office is, but she has an office, the office of Kamala Harris. But yeah, I mean, and she's basically like, you know, putting some fuel to the fire down there, saying quote, protest is a powerful tool essential in the fight for justice. As the LAPD mayor and governor have noted, demonstrations in defense of our immigrant neighbors have been overwhelmingly peaceful. I continue to support the millions of Americans who are standing up to protect our most fundamental rights and freedoms. Yeah, so keep going. Keep burning the shit down. It's mostly peaceful.
Well, I mean, she's called for it openly before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, there's times where she said, you know, that the civil disturbances would not stop. They won't stop once she's in office. Like, she's an instigator.
She's a Marxist.
She's a
Marxist. And she's been called out by you know, the sheriff down there. Now here's an interesting take, okay? Because I found this video. It's actually been going viral right now on World Star. It's a Mexican American calls out the protesters in Los Angeles. Let's check this clip out and let's hear thoughts on this.
So let me get this straight, just so I could clarify it. You don't want to go back to Mexico. You're protesting to stay away from Mexico, but you're waving the Mexican flag and you're waving it with pride. You're waving it in the United States, the country you're trying to stay in, the country you don't want to leave, but yet you're waving the Mexican flag with pride. Okay. That seems normal to you? That seems logical? That's not stupid at all? None of that's stupid. All right. You guys are an embarrassment to the Mexican culture and to the United States culture. You guys are an embarrassment to everybody around you, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Do better.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's actually called an invasion. When you go into a country that you're not allowed to be in and you wave your own flag, usually those people are killed because it's called an invasion. So that's what that's called. Secondly, I wonder how many of these people are actually from Mexico. I wonder how many of these people are actually Marxists that are being paid to do these things.
You mean like once you take the pool noodles away and the trash can lids and the mask off?
Yeah, like how many of these people are just regular, you know, these communist George Soros recruited dorks that have been paid to go out and do some of this?
Well, dude, it's so interesting.
You get what I'm saying?
100%.
It's just like whenever George Floyd was happening, bro. A lot of the people out there were not black people. There was a lot of black people who were like, bro, that dude was a criminal.
Well, not only that, bro, we go back to Ferguson, man, where I think it was like 68% of the arrests were people that were not even residents
from here
of bordering states,
right? Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean,
they were bussed in.
They were nowhere, like nowhere near home. Okay, and you talk about the level of organization again. Like I've seen Ferguson, I've seen the round of George Floyd's, bro, and I remember you got trucks dropping off pallets of bricks just on the side of the street, like. How did those get there? Who paid for those trucks? Like, you got to trace that stuff back. And again, it's deja vu, but we're seeing the exact same things happen. I got this clip right here I would like to introduce. So this is a clip for those on audio. You want to check this out. This is a clip of a black pickup truck pulling up and literally unloading gas mask off to the crowd, off to the protesters, off to these rioters. I'm not even calling them protesters, not protesters, they're rioters. All right. Literally dropping off these masks. And just for context, these masks, I looked them up, they cost $60 a piece. Okay. Like, they're not cheap. Like, we're not talking, the COVID masks people were wearing. Like, these are expensive masks used to avoid gas and CX gas and shit. Let's check this clip out.
Describe where it just feels like something's going to happen and you're waiting for it to happen.
Let us clarify, because we've been showing a wide shot and from a different angle, a whole lot of officers on the other side of the federal building.
And who's around there instigating violence, preparing for violence? And let's look at the people around all of these people, okay? They look like exactly who I just described. They look like white little skinny dorks who've never been punched in the fucking face.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks
I don't
like.
see, maybe like these two guys here on this side could be maybe Mexican or something, like the guy in the blue hoodie there and then the gray hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that guy in the blue shirt with the hat on. But most of those people are fucking white, and you could tell even at a distance. So
Very paled.
Huh?
Pale skin, for sure.
Yeah.
No tan.
Yeah, they're definitely, they're not, look, bro, they're who we say they are.
That's a ginger right there.
Yes. That thing in the back of the pickup truck is the epitome of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
These are weak, confused. They've never been strong in their whole life. They've never done anything real in their whole life. Their whole identity is to oppose the system when they don't realize they've been swallowed up by the system. And, it's usually big mouth, fat, loser, incapable people who do this.
Mm-hmm.
They've never had to deal with any physicality ever from anybody.
No.
And, they're going to around and find out.
Yeah,
and I'm going to like seeing it.
Yeah, they are. And
I saw some really good footage that made me smile. Like, the police were running through on horses and they had a big stick and they were just beating out of people.
you see the guy get hit in the face with a rubber.
Yeah. And then they were like, then they were like arguing. Mm-hmm. The cop and the was like, aren't you supposed to protect and serve? And the cop looks at him like, you're just trying to kill us, bro.
Right.
Like, these people are, like the cops until they need the cops.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's the same play they always pull. They bait you and bait you and bait you. It's just like these little dorks with their cameras, right? Right in your face, talking shit, running their mouths, doing it. And then you punch them in the face and then they act like they're the victim, right? And like, that's their mentality. Dude.
It's weak little tweets, bro.
And dude, I don't think America's going to put up with this shit anymore.
No.
I mean, I don't know what the national temperature is on this. I've seen everybody talking about it, but let's be real, bro. These people deserve to get their skulls cracked.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Real talk.
Yeah.
And, people who are arguing for, this not to happen and saying Trump's no, this is what needed to happen a long time ago. These people are not supposed to be here. They're breaking the rules. It's getting amplified by this other communist element. And there needs to be an example made. And that's reality, bro.
Well, and do the other piece of it too, like, because I saw Tom Homan.
And by the way, who the fuck called this? I've called this years ago, many, many times.
That we're getting to this point?
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
we're going to get to a point where they try to create a situation where we are fighting against the illegal migrants and they try to suck everybody else up into that. So it essentially ends up being illegal migrants and then all the protected classes, the LGBTQW, XYZs, any pox, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody against white people.
Americans.
Yeah.
Right,
And that's what they're going to try to spin this into.
Oh yeah.
So
and it's coming, bro.
And bro,
because-
I talked about this 3 years ago.
no, it's definitely
We
coming.
got clips. Put the clips in. You guys think, George Floyd was bad? Wait until this summer when it's the migrants versus the citizens of the United States. And you're forced to join in because there is not enough police and there is not enough military to handle the millions of migrants that have been let in. What kind of chaos do you think will happen when those riots start to pop off? Have you seen the acceleration of the promotion of these crimes that they are committing across mass media? That is a ramp up. They are starting to ramp up migrant crime just like they ramped up crimes against police officer crime against black people in 2020.
Yep.
Now they're doing that with migrants against citizens. And what they're going to try to do, in my opinion, after observing this starting to ramp up, is to create a riot situation all summer long, total disruption that the American man and citizen is going to have to participate in. That's right. It's going to ignite a bunch of debate. People are going to pick sides. It's going to become the next thing. And then the next thing we know in June, right on time, we're going to have migrant riots where military-age males from other countries who shouldn't even be here are running up and down the streets.
It's definitely coming because, I mean, again, like we're seeing the same place, but it's amplified, and I think there's more money being dumped into this from that side to really push it. But like even just on the migrant situation, real quick, because I saw Tom Homan talk on this, and he said, basically like people got to understand what's actually happening when it comes to these migrant deportations that they're trying to implement. And he's like, the thing is, like, we want to get them in the jails. We want them in the courthouse, right, where we're already there. It's very simple. Safety is taken care of, officer safety and migrant safety, keeping them, all cool, but they don't want that to happen. So then we got to put manpower together to go to their house. Oh, well, then we don't, they don't want us to do that. Then we have to put manpower together to go to their homes or go to their jobs or whatever they're working. It's like, that takes more resources if you just let us grab them from the jail. Like, let's just let them get them where they're already at, and just get them out.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. But the organization behind what we're seeing right now, I do, because I did some homework on this, and I would like you to, I like to introduce you guys to an organization called No Kings. Okay, nokings.org. You guys can go here yourself. So this website popped up. This is this is one of the dogs, and apparently there is supposed to be a national protest on June 14th. Okay, now this is on the website. These are all the registered hosted protests across the country on June 14th.
Cool.
Okay. Literally everywhere. We got a bunch here in St. Louis that's going to be coming through.
Cool.
DC. I mean, they're everywhere, right? The Red Stars are like where I think it's over.
Well, I mean, that looks like a perfect opportunity to round everybody up that shows up for every single one.
I mean, it's very organized.
Yeah.
You look through their partners, right? You just go through their partners and who all is contributing to this. And you guys will see some familiar faces. You got Black Voters Matter. They rebranded. You got Bernie Sanders is up in there. Chicago Women Take Action, Common Defense, Blue Wave America. ACLU. Got to have them
Bulletproof
up in there.
Pride. So basically all the causes I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Exactly what I just said.
They're all in there. I mean, this is a list. I mean, this is a long list. And they're in there. And so I started doing some diving in on this and this No Kings, and I found that, they've been planning this since April 30th of 2025. This was a document that was created that has their host toolkit and what they give out. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, who is this organization? Where do they come from?
I guarantee you, I don't know anything about it, I guarantee you it's two white nerd communists or
Marxist people?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they get the majority of their funding is coming from an organization called United University Professions. They also received a large amount of funding from the Jewish Voice for Peace's funding network, which is an NGO monitor.
So the Jewish Voice for Peace is funding,
in partnership with UUP, is funding No Kings national protests.
Which is designed to protest what?
No Kings. I think they put it out saying that they've defied our courts, deported Americans, disappeared people off the streets, attacked our civil rights, and slashed our services. The corruption has gone too far. No thrones, no crowns, no kings.
Okay. That still doesn't say what we're protesting for. So you're That's what that we're having an insurrection.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Now, hold that thought because I got something on that. All right,
I know if I were to organize a nationwide protest, they would call it an attempted coup.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Hold that thought, Andy, because I got something for you. All right, but you do a little digging on UUP just briefly here. UUP Member Services Trust Fund. They have a trust. They quoted their revenue of for 2024 is $4.76 million, with William E. Showerman as the head organizer trustee of this organization that was established in 2008, or at least they received their tax exempt status in 2008. And you dive into a little bit of who William E. Showerman is. And it's very, I mean, it doesn't take much to look into it. He went to the Frankfurt School, which is known as a leftist synagogue, if you will, in Germany, where he explored the intersection of reason, radicalism, and the rule of law. You look into the Frankfurt School, and you see that that was founded by a guy named Felix Wheel, a Marxist researcher, who you see it there for yourself. It's interesting, full circle jerk there. But your point of insurrection, right? Because this is what's interesting, right? Like, you remember,
Go ahead.
You remember J6?
Yeah.
Right? The insurrectionists.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the Dems crying that there was no National Guard, right? Mm-hmm. But now they're complaining that we got National Guard coming in for this insurrection that's happening in LA and across the country. And they finally got one to squirm and ask him that in front of a camera. Let's check this guy's reaction.
Now, you mentioned that you want to have the National Guard withdrawn. You don't have the National Guard even involved in this. You also mentioned the insurrection, so to speak, on January 6th. That was back when the National Guard was pulled back and was waiting for a long period of time. And then there was an investigation that was put into that. And people said, where's the National Guard? We're having all these rioters who came into the Capitol. Where is the National Guard? Then all of a sudden, here we have the National Guard that was put in there because there was, let's face it, a lot of rioters and a lot of violence that was going on there that you're calling peaceful protesters. But a lot of people didn't see that on the TV screens. So either you don't have the National Guard that didn't come in on time on January 6th, or you do have the National Guard where there was violence. We did see it on our TV screens. What do you want?
So, wait a second.
Oh,
so on January 6th, I was here. There was 50,000 people outside. They were scaling the walls. They were bashing in, breaking in with members of Congress trapped in the gallery, including myself.
They did not bash and break in. They were let in. And there is literally hundreds of pieces of video that show that. They were let in by these mystery people who were all dressed in black, who happened to have the keys. What about all these people who came right into the place where they apparently smashed and grabbed and braked into, and then walked over and shook the hands of the police?
Yeah, right.
After they were handcuffed,
yeah, right.
Walked over to the other police officers, then they fist bumped after they're out of handcuffs and they were let go. So who were those people?
Right.
Okay, so let's not raise our voice and act like, I love how these people try to weaponize what has already been exposed to be untrue.
Not only that, Andy, it's exposing itself because, okay, so members of Congress are more important than the actual Americans who have to live while those rioters are, destroying the neighborhoods, burning down their cars, setting the cars.
Of course.
Like that's cool.
Well, of course they are.
That's fine. But Lord forbid we get some protesters in J6 to protest these fucks. That's a problem.
Bro, the violence at J6 was committed allegedly by FBI agents undercover.
Yeah, right. How many cars were burned in J6?
I don't think any.
I don't think not one. Not one. Not one.
You have a bunch of people literally guiding them through. They walked in through the guide ropes.
Yeah, right.
Like they were taking a tour.
Sweet little old lady.
Oh my God.
It was a high school field trip, bro. Let's finish here.
Like, we didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Let's see let's finish what he had to say though. Here we go.
Including a lot of the people here. That was a dire situation where the police were run over. People were beaten with.
Including what happened over Los Angeles.
The difference is Speaker Pelosi asked for help. Very different situation. And here's the thing. Donald Trump is the one that was actually inciting that. And here's what's also going on. How many police officers have died in L.A.? 0. How many people died on January 6th? 5. How many people their heads were beaten in here? At least 1 or 2 or maybe more.
That's a lie.
There was so when people say that it's Democrats are being not consistent is completely wrong. Next question.
That's total lies, bro. That is total lies. The only person killed at January 6th was Ashley Babbitt, who was shot, and honestly, was trying to crawl through a window. I don't know what the appropriate thing is, but she was unarmed and she was shot by a government official.
Yep.
Okay?
And he received an award for it.
There was no other deaths. Okay? People did not get their heads bashed in with fire hydrants or fire extinguishers like they initially tried to say. And this guy's hanging on to that narrative to prove the point. And then to what you said, so that's more important than this?
Right.
Bro, these people are clowns. They're clowns.
Look at that.
Look, yes, look, there we go, right there. That's who we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, dude, we are dealing with the weakest, fattest, least physically capable, dumbest, ugliest people. And that is just reality, bro. They don't fit into society. They've been told all of these things. They believe they're the quote unquote revolution. They've read some Karl Marx, maybe. These people think that, and by the way, they've been allowed to think that they are the superior people, that they are equipped for what they're calling for. And dude, what they fail to realize is what I've said on this show, and I believe I said this years ago in these clips. The minute that the leash comes off of the American people and people understand that, okay, these people intend to hurt us and capture us and kill us, all these people are going to get wiped out. And we cannot continue to tolerate these people because in every instance in history, when they've been tolerated, it has resulted in the deaths, the genocide of tens of millions of people. Okay? That's what happened in the Holodomors. That's what happened in the Bolshevik Revolution. We are in another Bolshevik Revolution currently. All right? So these people need to be dealt with the proper way now. And I don't really give a fuck what that looks like. I don't care if that hurts people's feelings. I don't care about anything other than these people do not belong here, and these Marxist people, they don't belong here either. Mm-mm. They don't appreciate America. They don't want to be a part of America. They want to burn America to the ground. And I think that anybody that goes into any country across the globe and says, hey, I'm here to destroy your country, what's going to happen to them? Mm-hmm. They're going to deal with that. They're either going to put them in prison or they're going to make an example of them. And we are far past allowing these people to gain any more power than what they have currently. Otherwise, we're putting ourselves voluntarily into a very dangerous situation. We can't allow these people to continue to get power and to continue their agenda. It needs to be squashed because the minute that they have the ability to squash it, they're going
to, bro. Just need a few of them, man. Rest gonna go home. You gotta do a few of them.
A few of them what?
You impale them.
Yeah, they're gonna. Listen, dude.
That's Vlad the Impaler quote.
Do you really think that woman that you just showed on the screen, who's 5 foot tall and 5 foot wide, for those of you listening, she's wearing an Abolish ICE shirt. She
got a belly button piercing.
She's probably 35, but she legitimately looks 55. Okay, she's wearing the colored glasses and all the shit. the rainbow sandals. She hasn't showered. I mean, dude, listen.
Oh, I can smell
When
it.
do you think she took a shower last? It wasn't today. Okay. And I don't think it was yesterday
It
either.
don't look good either. No.
Yeah. So, but these are, a friend of mine calls them the unfortunates. Okay. They are the unfortunates, meaning they're disgusting human beings and they can't fit in, and they're involuntary, they're incels. And then they don't fit in anywhere. So this is their purpose. And they've decided that, because they've been picked on and bullied and made fun of their entire life, they're going to take it out on everybody else. And dude, quite honestly, I'm tired of it. Like, unleash the hounds, bro.
Do it, man.
Because these people are completely out of line with reality. If the regular American person was allowed to handle this however they see fit, and the American man was told, hey, we need your help, let's fix this, this would be over in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first person from their team that was legitimately like fed into a wood chipper and they got to see it, they'd all stop.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Yep, that's enough LARPing for me today.
Yeah, that's right. And like, dude, the punishment hasn't been harsh enough for a long time.
Oh, man.
It's been tolerated for a long time. Their disorder and their destruction and their language and their untruth and everything that they stand for, it's been tolerated.
And dude, they're unreasonable demands. That's the key that I think people need to realize. You cannot reason with these people. There is no middle ground with these people.
Yeah.
Like, we have to remember that, bro.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
So why should we?
I agree.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Well,
guys,
I mean, I came to that conclusion a long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, I think people forget that, man. I don't know. But guys, let us know down in the comments, man, what you guys think about this this conversation. Let us know.
Like, bro, I saw this video on, the nature videos that are on the internet.
Like the graphic nature ones?
Yeah, which I don't like, bro.
Nature's Metal.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
but I don't like those because, like, dude, I don't like seeing animals get killed. But I saw this one yesterday where this crane, those of you know what a crane is, it's a bird.
It's a bird. It looks like a flamingo, not pink.
Yeah. It had flown into this tiger encampment. All right. And there were 7 tigers, like Bengal tigers. And by the way, did you know that a tiger can kill a lion super easy?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Tigers are way more vicious than lions.
Really?
Yeah. They said that and 90% of the time a tiger will kill a lion in a fight.
Jeez.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So apparently.
Tiger's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I like them. They look nice.
Yeah. So,
they're
much bigger than lions too. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
They're longer. Same height, but longer. But this crane flies into the little enclosure, right? And the lions are all kind of like looking at, or the tigers are all like looking at it, and they don't know what to think, and they're kind of like,
"This is what you're doing."
Yeah, and this thing starts getting his wings out, and he runs up, and they all kind of go back, and he starts to realize, oh, maybe they're afraid of me, and so he does this like 2 or 3 times where he flaps his wings. And finally, on like the 4th time, he runs up there, and the one tiger just grabs him, and bro, they all ripped him apart, like in like 20 pieces,
feathers,
in a millisecond. And that's what this reminds me of. That's what this reminds me of.
Deer in headlights.
Yeah,
man.
like these people are so ignorant to what they're doing, they don't realize that they are poking the bear, bro. And one time that bear is going to turn around and swipe them, and they're going to lose their heads.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is, man. Guys, let us know down in the comments. With that being said, let's go see what some of y'all are saying in the comments. Let's go check these out. This first comment from Michelle Moretz, 6680. She says, I hope your next video is on the LA riots and what is expected to happen in the next 6 months. They are testing response times. This is the start. This breaks out in multiple cities, and that's what they want our forces stretched too thin.
Yeah, I said that 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
So you've been listening to the show for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Michelle.
Yep. She's not wrong.
No, you're not wrong, man. Not wrong.
Welcome. This could have all been avoided if we had stepped up years ago.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go to another one. We got Chris Ryan, 512. Andy has something for you. Andy, my lightsaber is at your service.
Is that the same guy?
No, it's a different guy. Apparently, we got a couple in the comments.
He looks like he might have a lightsaber.
Oh, for sure, he has a lightsaber.
What's he got? What is that? Is that a yellow belt?
But Andy, I don't think he's talking about a lightsaber.
Yeah, I think he's talking about his lightsaber. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay, Chris. We're good, man.
Yeah, I'm good on lightsabers,
Keep
bro.
that thing concealed, baby.
Yeah. You got a permit for that thing?
Oh, it's just red.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next. We got Harps 902. He says, never trust a dude who doesn't like cars. Paul eats corn on the cob and weighs.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Paul sucks on the corn. That's how he thinks it works. I don't like cars, and I suck my corn. That's a fact, bro. That's a good comment there.
That's a great comment, man.
Yeah.
Send that guy a trophy.
Yeah.
We got one more. Ghost of You 13. He says, I see Andy allowed DJ to drink the fancy white man water instead of the Pazante water. Always treat him a little better in public. Hashtag.
Yeah. Well, you know, we all make mistakes.
Oh, shit.
Y'all caught me slipping.
Dude, hey, listen, I'm going to be real, bro. I'm going to be real. I don't know who put it out there. I appreciate whoever did it, but I'm like, oh, damn.
You got a little pep in your step that day,
man.
huh?
Shit. I'm like, all right. That's what's up, dog. Appreciate whoever. I don't know who did it. Thank you. It was delicious. Guys, we appreciate you.
You ever had water taste like that before, did you?
Dude, it was good.
Yeah.
Man. It was good.
That's right.
That's what it tastes like?
Yeah.
All the time?
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I loved it, man. Guys, we appreciate you for being real ass fans,
Fucking
man.
caught me, Z-Shine. Man.
Come on, treat them like white
Show
folk
my
today.
cards.
Oh, shit. Guys, keep liking, keep commenting, keep subscribing. Make sure you guys hit that bell notification on YouTube. Stay up to date with the latest drops from Real AF.
So you said you want me to treat him like that white boy? That is not what I said.
So you want us to give him Fiji? No, that's not what I said.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, guys, let's keep cruising, man. We got more to cover. Let's go to headline number 2.
That was pretty funny.
Headline number 2. This was an interesting little tit for tat that resulted in an ending I was not expecting. Let's go to headline number 2. Headline number 2 reads, I apologize. Simone Biles backs down and Riley Gaines spat. Calls for fair competition. Listen, we don't typically get in the gossip shit. That's not what we do here. But
I'll gladly get into this one.
I like Riley Gaines a lot.
Yeah, and I don't like Simone Biles.
All right. Well, this is a good start.
Yeah.
Good start to headline 2. So let's jump into this. Let's dive into this. See what transpired. No pun intended for trans. You get it? Let's dive into this, man. Simone Biles apologized to Riley Gaines on Tuesday for their online spat over trans-identifying males in women's sports. The Olympic gymnast adding that she believes the current women's sports system is flawed. The two athletes clashed on Friday when Biles attacked Gaines, seemingly out of the blue, calling the former University of Kentucky swimmer a sore loser and telling her to bully someone your own size, which would ironically be a male. So let's see how this started, all right? So Riley, she's an OG. She's freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
She retweeted a post from the Minnesota State High School League. So they posted this tweet on June 6th. Meet Champlin Park, the Class AAAA softball state champions for 2025. Right? Very, off, whatever. Cool. Problem is this.
You mean the one that's a foot taller than all the other ones? You mean you mean the one that's massive compared to all the rest is actually a boy?
That's a boy.
Oh,
that is a boy.
I was definitely confused about that.
Wait, can I be a little racist? Can she see the ball when it comes? Ling, hit the ball. I can't see it.
There's something wrong with you.
I'm sorry. All right, but so they posted this, all right? But now they posted this, and then they had to turn the comments off because they were getting some heat. So that's what Riley Gaines called off or called out. She reposted that saying comments off, LOL. to be expected when your star player is a boy.
Yeah, I'm sure the kid's hitting like 4 home runs a game or
Babe
some
Ruth
shit.
down
Yeah.
there.
Fuck.
But for some reason, Simone decided to jump in on this. All right. She decided to jump in. So she replied.
By the way,
Mm-hmm.
this is high school sports.
Softball, yeah.
And you still let the kids play. This is not kids playing. This is competitive sports.
Yep. This is not T-ball.
Yes, T-ball is kids playing.
Mm-hmm.
T-ball, the kids don't even know. Some of the kids,
They cartwheel before they get to the
they're
bases.
fucking picking flowers and shit, bro. Like, they don't know what's going on.
Jimmy, run around the goddamn
This
bases.
is where we figure out if
Yeah.
your kid is like, or not.
We got it or not.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
that's right.
can your kid play baseball? Or
Right.
is your kid, yes.
Right.
That's where we figure it out.
This is the truth.
Okay?
That's how it
Don't
happens.
get mad.
Hey.
I might have said it a little differently than you're used to hearing, but it's still the truth. Like, shit, man. Some kids are made for picking flowers.
That's it, man.
Other kids are made for sports.
There's a video of a little kid. It's like T-ball, bro. He's like running home from third base, and he starts like dancing and cartwheeling.
And that's okay.
That's cool.
That's okay. But we don't change the whole game of baseball to
No.
make that kid the star.
No. Get that off the field.
Yes.
Get him off. Get him off.
Get some figure paints. We got one. Dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's real, though. But then, no, we're talking about real athleticism here.
Don't let him have the glue. Eat it. Fuck.
Mom, I like the strawberry crayons.
Dude.
Yeah, so
man.
Simone jumped in on this, all right? So she immediately tweeted out right after that saying, bully someone your own size, which would ironically be a male.
Yeah, because Riley Gaines is huge. Like, dude, she sat right there, dude. Like,
I mean, just for reference, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's an actual dude.
yeah.
That's who she had to fucking
And Riley's not like a big girl.
No.
She's a petite, athletic woman.
Yeah. So Riley clapped back. She said she replied to that tweet saying, "This is so disappointing. My take is the least controversial take on the planet. Simone Biles, being a male apologist at the expense of young girls' dreams, didn't have that on my bingo card. Maybe she could compete in pommel horse and rings in 2028." To which Simone clapped back. At Riley Gaines, you're truly sick. All of this campaigning because you lost a race. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive, or maybe a transgender category in all sports, but instead you bully them. One thing for sure is no one in sports is safe with you around.
Yeah,
That's
sometimes
a hell of a stance.
first of all, so these young girls that are having to compete with boys aren't being bullied.
Right.
It's not bullying for
Have them change
it's
in the
not
same
bullying
locker
for Leah Thomas, what's Robert Thomas, whatever the fuck his name is.
Sure.
Because he was 700th place with the men and he gets in the pool and wins the national title. That's not bullying. You know what I'm saying? It's not bullying to be in a locker room with your dick hanging out in front of a bunch of other girls. That's not bullying. I mean, I don't know. I think that's what it is. You know? And on top of it, Simone Biles gets a lot of, I mean, yeah, okay, she's an amazing gymnast, blah, blah, blah. She's got a terrible attitude. She always has.
Mm-hmm.
She flaked out of the Olympics for quote unquote mental health. She's always been super woke. She's always been super political. Shut the fuck up and do your thing. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And by the way, you're out of touch
Bro.
with where the narrative is
And
right
that's
now.
the thing,
which
though.
is why she apologized.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
didn't apologize because she apologized because she was like, oops, I guess culture's moved.
I guess that wasn't the right one this
Yeah,
time. Yeah, wrong
right.
flag.
And if culture had turned around and destroyed Riley Gaines, she wouldn't have fucking apologized. Shit.
No, yeah, she
Bro, I think she's a terrible human. That's maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's not. But she certainly has some people around her that have her head filled with some bullshit.
Oh yeah, bro. Well, man, that's the thing. It's like I look at it like this: like, what a waste of an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth of the matter is, she's a great athlete. Simone Biles is a great athlete, great gymnast, right? Does well, and like you literally just told your entire base of young women that, like, hey, like it's okay to let a boy compete against you.
Yeah. Not only that, I'm pretty sure that if you competed against men in anything, you're like, isn't she like 4 foot
super small.
6?
Yeah, she's super
or
small.
some like she's very tiny.
She's a gymnast.
Yeah, like if you competed in any male sport against a male, you're gonna get hurt.
4'8".
Yeah, I mean she's tiny.
Good Lord. Yeah.
4'8", 104 pounds. And just for discussion's sake, Riley Gaines is 5'5", 136.
Yeah.
So not huge as a man.
She's not even a big woman.
Yeah, right. Nowhere near average, man.
I think people think she is because of that picture.
Most swimmers are tall.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think people think that because of.
But no, I mean, she's not like, abnormally tall,
So here's her tweet.
She was killing it. Here's a tweet. I wanted to follow up from my last tweets. I've always believed competitive equity and inclusivity are both essential in sport. The current system doesn't adequately balance these important principles, which often leads to frustration and heated exchanges. And it didn't help for me to get personal with Riley, which I apologize for. These are sensitive, complicated issues that I truly don't have the answers or solutions to, but I believe it starts with empathy and respect. I was not advocating for policies that compromise fairness in women's sports.
Yes, you were.
You were. My objection is to be singling out children for public scrutiny in ways that feel personal and harmful. Individual athletes, especially kids, should never be the focus of criticism of a flawed system they have no control over. I believe sports organizations have a responsibility to come up with rules supporting inclusion while maintaining fair competition.
They are already inclusive. If you're a boy, you play on the boys' team.
Right.
If you're a girl, you play on the girls' team. If you're a boy that dresses up as a girl, you play with the boys. Wearing a costume doesn't make you Batman, bro.
Again, where are all the little, trans girls competing in the
Yeah, why is that? Why don't we never see trans girls competing on the boys' team?
Don't have it.
If it's all equal and fair, then why do we not see that?
Why aren't they dominating the boys' sports?
Because everybody knows. Everybody knows. She knows. Oh, I was not advocating for policies to create, compromise fairness in women's sports. Yes, that's exactly what you were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You were doing it for social and political clout.
You thought you were going
to
get
misjudged the culture, and you don't understand because you live in a little bubble of celebrity, and you don't understand that people out here tired of people like you running your mouths about shit that you don't even have to deal with.
Yep. It's real shit, man.
Yeah.
To me, it sounded like a word salad. She sat down and was like, okay, I screwed up. What should I do now? I should write a long paragraph that should sound like, okay, maybe I'm apologizing, but I'm still okay on the other side. And that's how she did the tweet.
Yeah, because these people eat themselves, bro. Because they can't. She's been woke enough to where anybody who's still supporting her is usually of that mindset. And now she's pissed off both sides. Okay. And that's the problem with cancel culture in general. All right. And it goes on both sides. All right. I am not an advocate of cancel culture. I don't think it's right. But I am an advocate of people taking responsibility for the things that they say. If you said something stupid, apologize for it. But mean it. She doesn't, I don't know. That doesn't feel, it feels like she's walking the line.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
If you read it from a neutral standpoint, it feels like she's trying to please both sides.
Yeah, well, you can't please both sides on a topic that is very clearly black and white issue. Yeah. All right?
It ain't 50-50.
She says, oh, the system is flawed. No, the system isn't flawed. You're thinking about the system is flawed. System is actually very perfect.
Has been for a long time. Has been.
I mean, dude, look, there are girls that wrestle with boys, and there are girls that are they're. It happens.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
but to make that the rule, no.
Well, I mean, yeah, Yeah. I mean, you don't see. Here's what you don't see. You don't see girls wrestling with boys, and then her winning, and the boys being like, "Oh, that's not fair. She's a girl. Go play with the girls."
Yeah, right.
Like they kind of are like, "Fuck. I guess I should get better." But I mean,
bullied for the rest of their life.
Dude, there's very few sports like that.
Yeah.
There's very few sports where people could compete on a somewhat level playing field. I mean, I don't even think wrestling's a good example because that's an exception, not a normal. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like if I have to lift weight with Tia Claire, I would lose.
Yeah.
But she's an exception because she's like a specimen.
Yeah.
So that exists in almost all sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, let us know down in the comments what you guys think, man. Let us know. With that being said, let's finish off with our third and final headline. Let's do a little follow-up on the biggest breakup.
Ever.
Yeah, ever. Elon Musk hints that explosive fallout with Trump may be cooling off after Prez wishes him well. So we talked about it. A lot has changed since our last live show.
Has it?
A little bit, maybe.
I haven't been. I'm asking because I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, a little bit. Tech mogul Elon Musk signaled Monday that his white-hot public feud with President Trump may be starting to cool off. Quote, "We had a great relationship and I wish him well. Very, very, very well, actually." Trump told reporters at the White House Monday in a clip reposted by ex-influencer ALX. Let's check this clip out.
Are you going to get rid of the Tesla and the Starlink service that you have here at the White House?
No, I haven't heard that. I mean, I may move the Tesla around a little bit, but I don't think we'll be doing that with Starlink. It's a good service.
Where are you going to move it to? Move it around. What do you mean?
I have a lot of locations.
Actually, about the Tesla.
I got so many locations that I don't know what to do with them all.
About the Tesla, did you ever see Elon Musk get physical with the Treasury Secretary?
No, I didn't.
And I tried to
They
ask...
did have an argument, but I didn't see a lot of physicality there.
And there was this New York Times report that he did not want to talk about, Elon Musk, that alleged that he, towards the end of his time in the White House, was blurring the lines between recreational use of drugs and medicinal. Do you think he ever had drugs here at the White House?
I really don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. Look, I wish him well. You understand. We had a good relationship, and I just wish him well. Very well, actually. Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know, bro. I feel like when somebody like Trump says very well, actually, even after the fact, that kind of means I'm going to destroy you, bro.
Well, Elon Musk replied to it with the heart. So,
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. It would be nice if they would not allow their egos to make us look stupid, which I think has already happened.
Mm-hmm.
But, look, man, Trump's not the animal that people make him out to be. He's a classy, regular dude. The media runs his name through the mud. They make him sound like a idiot. He's not an idiot. He's a very intelligent man. He's a good man. And, I don't know anything about Elon. I think Elon is...
It's hard to read too, man.
Well, I think Elon is a little bit, bro, he's the richest guy in the world. So like, there's a different mentality that comes with that you and I and everybody else is never going to really understand. So, plus I think he's a super genius. So like when you're the richest guy in the world and you also know that you're smarter than everybody and the evidence proves it, you're going to walk around with a big ego. Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard for you to take direction from literally anybody. Yeah. And then you have Trump, who has also lived a very successful life, mm-hmm. who's done a lot of things, who has a lot of experience, and rightfully so, he also has a large ego because he's earned it.
Yep.
Okay? And those two personalities, it's very rare that two personalities like that can coexist without one of them not really caring about their ego. Like they have it, but they're like, bro, I don't care because the mission's more important, mm-hmm. right? Then when that happens, egos can coexist. But it's I said this would probably happen. Mm. And, and I definitely, after watching it for the last few days, I don't feel like what I said on the last show about it being a intentional play. Yeah. No, I don't think that's what it is. I think it is what it appears to be. I think it's two guys with very large egos. That's not a knock on either of them having conflict. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, real talk, sometimes those end up in even stronger relationships.
Yeah. Because
you look at someone, you're like, I was being an asshole. And he's like, bro, I was too. It is what it is. And then you end up coming to a better understanding of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Elon taking it straight to Twitter, that's terrible move.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bitch move. Where I'm from, if you got a real problem, you solve it off the internet. And then if you don't solve it, you just don't say anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Unless you start getting attacked. And
that's why I said, dude, because I mean, even if
and then you let him have it. But like, dude, Elon started the attacks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
sure.
you know, and also, you know, there's another side to this, and you know, our job is to explore all the sides. You know, and by the way, when I say Trump is what I, you know, like everybody gets pissed when I talk about Trump, whether I talk about him good or bad, which is like, it's a testament to our inability to think critically. Like, I don't have to like everything someone does to like them as a person. That's not how I am. I can very easily look, and bro, I think that's what makes me an effective leader. I can very easily look at any one of you guys or any of these people around here, and I can say, that was a huge up.
Yeah.
You up. That doesn't, but I don't carry that in. I don't like that person.
Right. Right.
And, you know, I think people don't have the ability to do that anymore.
To be objective.
Yeah. And they just say, hey, I don't like that decision, but I like that person. Or I don't like that person, but I like this decision. You know, and those things don't always go together. And like, dude, I know enough people that know Trump that I trust. I mean, one of my business partners is one of his best friends, you know, and I trust him very much. And I believe that Trump's a good man, like a really good man. I believe that he makes some decisions sometimes that, you know, maybe I don't agree with, but you know, I don't fall into one of these camps where someone's like the guy last time on the show, oh, I'm tired of Andy shitting on Republicans. What are you talking about? Yeah. I don't shit on, the only people I shit on are the Marxist, far left, useless, wastoid dumbasses, which we all can't stand.
Right.
Okay. So, but if I see Republicans doing something goofy, I'm going to say, hey, that's not good.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, where have we lost this? Like, where have we?
All or nothing mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I think that's a very dangerous place that we've been manipulated into, and I think it's intentional. I think, you know, cancel culture was created by the elite cabal to divide people and get people to argue about literally everything and make them believe that if you're either in this camp or that camp and you can't see anything good in the other camp, otherwise you're a traitor to that camp.
Defend your
and then
camp.
and dude, here's what I say. Simone Biles is learning that right now. Okay. And that's not right.
No.
I don't like Simone Biles. I think she's mouthy. I think she talks about dumb shit.
Bad attitude.
I think terrible attitude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even let her work here.
Yeah.
She would not be allowed to work in this building. That doesn't mean that I can't say she's being caught up in the bullshit.
Right.
Because she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where she's going to be too woke for the right and not woke enough for the left.
Yeah.
right.
And you're going to be left out in the middle. And dude, you know what? Sometimes when you're left out in the middle, you start thinking for yourself.
And maybe that's what's needed.
Well, I mean, that's what happened to me.
If she uses that opportunity, it'd be a good thing for her.
I mean, dude, listen, dude, I've over the last 10 years of podcasting, I've pissed everybody off. There's been things I've said that every single listener of mine has been like, I don't really agree with that. But they know my heart and they know my intent and they know where I'm coming from. And luckily, I have a gracious following that is willing to understand that we don't have to agree with everything someone says to like someone, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what America used to be, dude. Like, everybody used to be like that. Like, those of you guys who are young, you know, when I was growing up, dude, up until probably I was like 22 or 23, the way the world was it was that way. It was, yeah, dude, that's you know, that's Bob. Like, he's kind of a dick, but he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
right,
like,
right.
and you just learn to tolerate people, and it was some of your best relationships were with people that you didn't like at first, and then you end up like understanding their character, and you understand what they're about, and then, you know, some people you learn more about and be like, I definitely don't like that guy,
right.
but like, you know.
Bob.
Yeah, but not everybody gets put into the category of shitbag because they said one or two things off base.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I saw this comment yesterday about me, like from some dude, doesn't know me, never met me. He goes, that dude is a horrible person. What makes me a horrible person, bro? You don't know shit about me. You don't know what I do off the internet. You don't know I don't brag about all the good things I do.
You can't brag about all
I
the good
no, because then I'm a bragger.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like, it's like, bro, people are just comfortable saying things that are complete lies about people because they didn't like one thing that they said or two things they said. For everybody. Neither is Trump. Neither is Elon. And by the way, neither is anybody who's ever done anything of significance that's ever walked the face of the earth. Almost everybody who was ever significant is somewhat polarizing. Okay? They're not a middle ground person. They're not a half-ass person. They're a whole-ass person. All right? And they stand on their ground.
Yep.
And dude, this is something that a lot of you guys need to learn in your own lives, in your own, this is getting off into another tangent, but like, all these guys who talk about authenticity, but their authenticity isn't real authenticity. It's manufactured authenticity. It's acting.
Copying somebody
right.
else. Yeah, right.
Real authenticity is not showing extra vulnerability or extra transparency or putting things on the internet that are very personal. That is not authenticity. Authenticity is who the you actually are and then showing it, right? And most people can't do that. They confuse authenticity with the manufactured form of authenticity that they think is authenticity, as opposed to learning who the they actually are and what they stand for and having the courage to share that. That's authenticity.
It's real, man.
And dude, I think Trump is an authentic dude. And I think Elon's an authentic dude. And I think anybody who's on the internet, Dana White's a very authentic dude. Anybody who's ever created or led or done something big, they're authentic people, bro. And I'm a big believer that that's why they got in the position that they're in. Yeah. So, I just think we need to get to a point. We need to get back to a point where we could talk about things critically without saying, oh, I hate that guy because of this or that. Like, bro, you don't.
And stop defending everything just because it's your
yes. Yeah. God, that's even worse.
Yeah, bro.
That's even worse. Like the
find no fault.
It's even worse.
It's crazy, man.
I don't know what's worse. The people who can find no good or the people who can find no fault.
Yeah.
Both of them drive me nuts.
They're equally stupid to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, listen, we're not for everybody, but if we are, pinkies up.
Yeah.
Speaking of pinkies up, did we get that sponsorship yet from
no.
that beautiful Farm Energy drink that just launched across the fucking country?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that was not an ad.
Not an ad.
I rallied at the latest board meeting for, a few shows to get sponsorships, but I don't think we made the cut.
Yeah, they gotta be more objective, man. That's it.
I don't think they want to pay for my. I think they want me to just keep. Yeah. You know what? You guys, pay me, bitch.
Hey, you know what's crazy? You know what flavor sold out right
pay
now?
Me.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Pay me.
You know what flavor sold out right now?
Grape.
Grape is out now. No, what sold out is a stolen.
Hold on. What do you mean? Do I know? Yes, I know. It's my own company, bro. Yes, I know.
It's stolen, man. It's off the shelves, bro.
We knew it was going to happen. We got to put grape in them little
lock boxes, bro. Lock that shit up, man.
Dude. Yes. So now I know why they won't sponsor the show.
It probably makes sense. It's
DJ's fault.
Guys, let us know down in the comments, man.
What you gotta do? What? You just gotta write a letter in and say, I think you guys are racist, and then we'll get a sponsorship.
Racist if you don't sponsor.
There you go.
That is it.
Then we'll get one. Mm-hmm. Nah, man. I know that when we sponsor USC, we're gonna be paying for that shit. So y'all better pay me too.
Yeah, man. Guys, let's get to our final segment of the show. As always, we have thumbs up. We're dumb as f. This is where we bring a headline in, we talk about it. It gets one of those two options. Andy, my man, you take supplements, right?
No.
Right? I mean,
just massive amounts of steroids.
That's it.
Yeah. I don't even work out.
Yeah.
I just mainline juice.
Mainline it.
Yeah. Yeah, straight into my dick
main vein. Yeah, right. That's right. That's also probably won't sponsor us.
Sponsor me.
I injected in my wiener.
Yeah, dude. Right, boy, roar.
Man, do the roar,
dude.
But supplements, man, like they're essential. They're great. You found an amazing company that makes the best supplement.
That's correct,
right? There's a new supplement out here, and I'd love your take on it. Okay, you got to go to the UK. Okay, going to the UK, a thumbs up or dumbest headline reads: British doctors are prescribing poo pills with freeze-dried feces for very exciting new treatment. No bangers and mash, eh?
I mean, it's better than the food they got.
It's about the same.
Yeah.
Same. Same. Just in pill form now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just drink it with bottle of water. Let's dive into this, man. When we dreamt of a magic pill that could cure everything, we weren't thinking of poo pills, also known as crap seals. But these little capsules packed with freeze-dried fecal matter have recently shown promise in treating everything from advanced cancer to deadly liver disease. Some even say fecal transplants, in which the poop of a healthy person is transferred into someone else, could be the key to crushing it at the gym and reversing some signs of aging. But Lord forbid you do 75 hard and drink a gallon of water a day. That is deadly.
You'll die.
But we can ingest other people's shit. That's fine. Completely. That's fine.
Drink our own piss too.
That's right.
Put that shit out in the sun for a week and then rub it all over my body.
Yeah, bro. Tan as you'll ever be.
Yeah. Sun my butthole.
Man, these people, man.
Dude, they're sitting in a room. They're sitting in a room like that show. What's that comedy show where they like have the earpiece?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's that show called? You know what I'm talking about? Where they have
the four friends.
They have the dude out in the public and they're telling
Impractical Jokers.
Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
There is a group of elite tyrant assholes that are like, look, let's see if we can eat their own poop.
Eat their shit.
Let's see if we get them to drink their own piss.
We'll call it crapsules.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get them to sun their butts. Dude, let's see if we get them to shoot coffee up their ass.
Yeah, right.
Like, dang, dude.
I heard that's not bad.
Well, listen, man.
Coffee enemas? Yeah, Reese's Feces.
Reese's Feces.
Oh, we're probably going to get sued for that.
Now, I'm just saying, man, like there's somebody's pulling some jokes, bro. Let's see if we can get them to cut off their own dicks. Dude.
Give them the purple hair dye. Yeah, man, this is crazy. But there's some research to this. So UK researchers are testing.
Like, dude, how does that not sound like a joke for real? Like, it sounds like real mean, like joke you play on your friends.
Yeah,
you know, dude, he's fucked up. Let's see if we get him to cut off his dick.
Let's put some
No, that's too much. No, let's do it. You know, like, that's some evil shit. You know that they're sitting back there laughing, dude.
They're doing it. Look what they're doing.
Yeah. That guy on the internet that drinks his own pee, he's a fucking op. You know, he's straight up. They hired that dude. They're like, hey man, let's go on YouTube, make some videos of you drinking your own piss.
We'll
I bet people will do it.
Juice last minute. We got you, bro.
Oh yeah, the 2 girls, 1 cup.
2 girls, 1 cup.
That's how that was the predictive programming.
That was the start of it.
Yeah,
that's where it started, man. But yeah, so I mean, apparently there's some research to this. I don't know. They're putting freeze-dried stool from healthy donors can uproot antibiotic-resistant bacteria hiding in patients' guts. Translation: someone else's shit could save you from a superbug. Is their theory. So they had a trial. 41 patients who had recently battled drug-resistant infections were split into 2 groups. One received 3 sets of these poo pills over 3 days, while the other was given placebos. A month later, those on the real treatment were found to have healthy donor bacteria successfully colonizing their guts, a sign the pills may have flushed out the bad bugs. Quote, "It's very exciting," Dr. Blair Merrick, the lead researcher at Guy's and St. Thomas Hospital in London, told the BBC. Quote, there's a real shift from 20 years ago where all bacteria and viruses were assumed to do you harm to now where we realize they are completely necessary to our overall health. Poo bugs, Andy. Poo pills.
Bro, imagine what your like breath would be like when you burp.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Yeah. Brings new meaning to your breath tastes like ass.
The UK people, their teeth are already f***ed up and shit, right? Like, I mean, there's not really a lot of dental hygiene.
Bro, do you ever take like a low quality fish oil supplement?
Mm-mm.
Bro, you'll burp that shit up. It's one of the nastiest things ever. Which, by the way, First Form's fish oil does not do
phenomenal.
That. But poo pills. I mean, it makes sense. Like putting bacteria, like all
the concept makes sense.
Yes, putting healthy bacteria into somebody's body. I mean, you know, the one thing I will say to that is that they've known for much longer than 20 years that you needed healthy bacteria. It's just they kept that shit in the dark, just like they've kept the, you know, astral projection, our ability to transmit frequencies, to create new timelines and quantum physics. They lie to us about a lot of shit.
And they release it once they know they can make money.
Well, they release it once they know that awareness is coming about on its own and they can make money. But, yeah, I mean.
You want me to order you some?
No. You know what? I'm good, man.
You all right? Your gut's good? All right.
My shit's good. It is. It's good.
Literally.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well,
I got no problems.
Thumbs down on this?
I mean, I'm sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what to think.
To be determined.
Yes. I think it makes sense.
Scientifically.
Sort of. Yeah. I mean, you know, does the freeze drying process not kill the bacteria in the, you know, in the poop? Because like over processing kills the bioactive fractions of amino acids, you know, which is why most proteins give you a terrible burps and gas and all that shit. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess I stand by what I said. The theory makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, the application of the theory, you know, freeze dry, I don't know. I don't know enough about that sort of bacteria to say.
Freeze dry and poop, yeah.
But I'm sure if they figure out how to do it effectively, it probably will work.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, to be determined on this one, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll let you guys figure that out.
Just let me know when you guys. Well, guys, Andy, that's all I got, man.
All right, guys. Sorry for the lack of shows. We'll pick up back to normal here for the rest of the week, and don't be a hoe.
Share the show.